Yo, what is going on, guys? M-Stack here from Madden's Finest Crew. Today I'm going to be breaking down this free Washington Redskins ebook for you guys. We have about 5 or 6 formations that we really like, so I'm going to break it into several different videos, make it a little bit easier on you guys to learn, and actually make it a little bit easier on me to edit, because this is my first ebook. So if there are some mistakes, I do apologize. A little amateur hour going on possibly, but we're going to get right into it. And mainly we're going to start off working all our formations versus cover 3 because that's the most popular defense in the game. And the formation in the Redskins book we're going to be starting with is the Singleback tight doubles. Now the play that makes this whole formation tick as a passing formation is this play called slot corner. And what I recommend is, if you have a right-handed quarterback, that you flip this formation, because we have a lot of routes flowing from left to right, and we do have some rollout options as well, and you want to be able to roll out to your quarterback's strong side. So this play slot corner, the first thing I always do is fade B, or circle if you're on PlayStation. Play should look just like this. Now, what you want to pay attention to is the flat zone, who's going to be this linebacker right here. If he comes down, you want to hit the corner route. If he stays back, which is most likely what he's going to do, because flats play really deep this year, you're going to want to dump it off underneath. So you can see right here, didn't catch the ball, it's Quarless. So he's not the greatest of all time at catching in traffic. There you go. That's more. You want to throw it a little bit later. That's more what it's supposed to look like. That's just a nice 3 to 4 yard play on first down to start with. If your opponent starts using that side of the field, what you can also do is put your tight end on a flat. What that's going to do is drag the flat zone down on the left side of the field so you can hit X when he makes his break. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Obviously, you want guys with good catch in traffic, because you're probably going to get hit. But I haven't been popped too hard playing online with this, so you're not going to fumble too much from it. I'll show you guys again. Just a straight bullet pass, no lead. And you can fit that ball in there pretty good. What you can also do is, if they're dropping for whatever reason, say your opponent puts that flat into like a purple zone, you can just snap it, down pass, lead it to RV, and you've got yourself a makeshift screen. Those are our primary cover 3 beaters. If you want to roll out, let's move this ball to the left hash so we have a little more room. You have several options what you can do. One thing you can do, max protect, slide right. You see what your line looks like right there. And then I will also swing the halfback to the right, and we always fade B, remember that. Snap the ball, run backwards, and then roll out. Flat zone finally sits down, and you want to hit that corner route as soon as he goes to sit down. I'll show it to you one more time. Max protect, slide right, swing halfback to the right. And you can also put him on a wheel, but he breaks up the field in a weird spot and can kind of screw up taking away the flat zone. And if you really want to, you can swing. You can move him out to the right, and he sits right there, which is kind of nice. So you're never gonna really run into him. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Similar to PA end around, not as good because your blocking is not going to be as good. If you want to make the blocking a little bit better, max protect, slide right, swing your halfback, and you can move this guy, snapping right about here. And it's a little bit easier to roll out. And you obviously, when you get down with your quarterback, you don't want to take big hits, but that's a way to improve your rollout game. And that's pretty much it from this particular play. Look at your audibles. You have stick, pretty basic. Your run audible is the dive. What you want to do is take it right up in between this gap here. If your opponent pass commits, you're in good shape because you'll get a lot better blocking, probably some pancakes. Your LB audible is wide receiver corner, and if you remember in the Pittsburgh Steelers book, we had a route really similar to Y, what Y is doing. And we had motion him out and snap it. Now, let's baseline with the computer and show you what this would look like. This typically works better against the baseline. Non-baseline, sometimes they'll slide over and pick him up. But if they're baseline, you can slide him out to right about there, snap, throw, get a few yards. You want to make them defend the flats with this play. What you can also do, and I'm not a huge fan of this play versus cover 3, but if you need a couple yards, what I've been doing lately is flatting B. And what you get is the Y receiver to sit in a nice hole in the zone. You know, that's like I'd say like a 3rd and short, maybe 2nd and 5 type play. Because sometimes you can pick up 5 to 7 yards if you get a good animation on the turnaround. No motion. What you can also do is put A on like a slant or an in to have another backside route in case the user slides over and covers it. See what A is right there. Some nice underneath options. And the great thing is there's a ton of man-beating routes. Well, there's 2 man-beating routes in this formation. So if this happens to be a cover 1, just call it cover 1, or just we'll mimic a cover 1. This is what a cover 1 would look like. It looks very similar to a cover 3. Let's just put a spy right there so we don't have anybody blitzing. So if this happens to be cover 1, you'll notice right away. And then you have a corner route on the right and a C route on the left. Both of those will beat man coverage. So you go. There it is right there. And that's typically all we use this for. Cover 3 beater, cover 1 beater, and sometimes you can roll out and get some good stuff from it. It's got good short yardage passes. It doesn't have the greatest long yardage passes versus a cover 3. And it does not work phenomenally against a cover 2, but there is one way we can beat cover 2 sometimes. This isn't 100% of the time. But what you want to do is fade Y. And since we're on the short side of the field, this may be a little bit more difficult. You want to hit X right now. A little bit of an up pass lead to get him away from that flat zone. But this formation is primarily used to beat cover 3. Or this play rather. Your last audible is PA rollout. Now, you're not going to be able to roll out too much to the left if you have a right-handed quarterback. And the reason I don't keep this play stock is because I think this play, our original play, slot corner, is a lot better for rolling out than this play action play because these routes are so deep. You could, hypothetically, flip it if you know you're going to call this play before you come out of the huddle. But you'll see what I'm talking about. You only really have one route that you can hit. This X route is so deep that you're not going to really benefit any from rolling out. So there's a few things we can do from PA rollout. What you'll notice is if it's 1st and 10, you can smart route this B route. So you have a lot better spacing of these routes over the middle. So you can hit Y right now. Or you can also wait a little bit and hit the B receiver. Now you're definitely going to get hit because cover 3, the safeties clamp down really fast. So you definitely have to have good catch and traffic guys here. What you can also do is if you need a lot of yards, this is actually a pretty good play for it. Max protect and streak Y. What you're looking for is B, right in front of the safety's face. Right there. Now the reason that works is that we have Y on a streak, and it's forcing the safety to respect that. So as this B route makes his cut, sits right under the zone and the vacancy created by the streak from Y. Now you don't want to rely on that long pass play as a get out of jail free card, because it can be usered pretty easily, and that's only one route that is actually a viable option on this play. Unless you face catch, X is actually a pretty good route. It's hard to do with Randall Cobb because he's not tall enough, but just, you know, you get good one-on-one matchups on the outside that you can take advantage of if you have a tall receiver. The last part that I'm going to go over, because it feeds into the best run from this formation, is stick. Now, I don't typically run stick stock. You can. It's not a great proposition. But what I do, and I think it makes it super effective, is I smoke screen X, streak Y, and then you want to motion him over here. When he sets, snap, pass lead down, you got a smoke screen flood concept, similar to a lot of like Gun Trio from the Philly book. If you guys have seen me on stream, I use some stuff from the Steelers book that's real similar to this. And it's really easy. It's really easy to set up. And like I said, it feeds into the motion that we use for the best run play from this formation. We're going to get into that right now. The play is halfback windback. It's basically halfback cutback. Going to come out in this if you plan on running the ball. Once again, we're going against cover 3. And the reason I said that it feeds into this, the stick play feeds into this play, is because we use similar motion. If you want to throw a fake hot route out over to the left, motion him over, that way they think the smoke screen's coming, motion him back over, snap it right at the tackle, and you get some pretty good blocking off the edge here. Once again, I would do something like this. Just call out some fake hot routes, motion him over. And this, you have to set this up. You have to call the smoke screen first. And I actually flipped it by accident, but you can see the effectiveness of this run. So we could flip it. We don't even have to do the motion, and look what you get here. So it's a pretty good run. It's not as effective as pistol counters, but if you blend this in with a lot of the short passing, long passing, play action, smoke screen, all the stuff that I've already showed you, I think you'll have a lot of success running the ball in certain situations. You don't want to make this a main running formation because it's a stronger passing formation than it is a run formation. And then we're going to get into one more run that I want to show you guys. It's going to be the halfback stretch. The reason we would call this, and the only situation we would call this, is if our opponent is playing a really condensed defense. Say they're pinching their line for whatever reason. Some people are weird, they'll pinch their line. You hit them with the halfback dive like once, and then they'll pinch their line forever when they see this formation. Call this stretch play, and if your tight end makes a good block, you can get out to the edge. It's not super consistent, that's why I don't like it as a main run. You can always motion a guy over. Do that after this play. You don't want to force the outside run, you want to read your blocks. If we motion a guy over, see if we can get Adams to go. There we go. You get a nice seal. You can try to get to the outside, but it's not a super effective run. I would say that it's just like in your back pocket if you see a really tight defense. And we're going to go through our play calling screen and just review everything we've gone over From the onset, I told you guys if you have a righty, you want to flip this formation because slot corner, that you see at the top of the screen, is our main base play. And you want to be able to roll out to the right. If you have a lefty, you can leave it stock. And then we also went over PA rollout, which is an audible, the wide receiver corner, which is an audible, and stick, which is an audible, as well as the dive, which is an audible. So the great thing about this formation is that it has phenomenal audibles, and you can attack the defense in many different ways. One last setup I'll show you guys is for PA rollout. This is primarily used to beat cover 2. Your opponent is most likely going to switch to this defense once you hit him in the flats. So what you want to do in order to beat cover 2 from this formation is fade Y. And if you have it flipped, it's still going to be wide, but you want to motion him out to the wide side. And at the snap of the ball, you want to see who the safety takes. The safety cut to the outside, so you have the post going over the middle. And if we back this up a little bit, you'll see that we can also hit the fade route on the outside. Snap of the ball, you want to wait, outside pass lead. And it's not going to be there every single time, but you need to read the safety and see who he takes. The more consistent route to hit on this play is always going to be X. And this one is for JO. We're going to throw a 1 pump fake play into this formation because JO loves his pump fakes. Pump fake to X, outside pass lead to Y. Show you guys the pump fake again. You can also max protect. There it is. That's what you want right there. I'm going to instant replay and check that one out. So when we pump fake, watch what the safety does. You see that? He jumps to the X route. This Y route, if I had lobbed this, it probably would have been a touchdown. You want a fast receiver here if you plan on doing this, because you could really smoke this safety. And for this formation, that's going to be it. Guys, make sure you tune in to part 2 as we continue on through this Washington Redskins playbook. And if you like what you're seeing so far, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button, because we will be coming out with more content later this year and or Madden 16. All right.